Peter and Betty Fabiano were getting ready for bed, but when they heard the doorbell ring on October the 31st, 1957, it was after 11 p.m, a little late for trick-or-treaters, but Peter reluctantly headed downstairs and grabbed the candy ball. It was Halloween. What was one more kid? But when he opened the door, Peter got the shock of his life. On his doorstep stood a grown woman in blue jeans and a cheap mask, pointing the bottom of a paper bag at his chest. Upstairs, Betty Fabiano heard a loud pop, then the screech of tires as a car sped off outside. Racing downstairs, she found her husband on the floor in front of the open door, gasping for breath, blood pouring from a gaping wound on his chest. He was dead before they reached the hospital. Police were mystified. Peter Fabiano worked as a hairdresser in the San Fernando Valley. He had no enemies, at least none who would want to kill him. But the deeper they looked into this crime, the more twisted it all seemed. 2 weeks after the cold-blooded killing, police nabbed Joan Rabel, a 40-year-old woman who'd once been employed at one of Peter's salons, and for some reason she was lying about being out that night of Peter's death. But not all liars moonlight as killers, but the cops had to let Joan Rabel go for lack of evidence. Then, a month later, an anonymous caller directed police to a rented locker in an area department store. Inside, they found a .38 revolver, which ballistics matched to the bullet that had been found lodged under Peter Fabiano's heart. The locker wasn't being rented by Joan Rabel, however. It belonged to a woman named Gwendolyn Pizer, who worked at a local children's hospital and had no connections with the Fabiano family. The clues were there, but none of them made sense until Pizer began to confess. Golden Pizer and Joan Rabel, it turned out, were lovers. For months, Rabel had told her about a man named Peter Fabiano, whom the latter called evil and vile. Rabel regaled Pizer with sickening stories of Fabiano and the way he abused his wife, and before long, Pizer began to hate this man she'd never even met. She agreed to help Rabel kill him with Rabel's money. Pizer bought a gun. Rabel drove to Fabio's home, and Pizer, shaking so hard she had to use both hands to steady the revolver, put a bullet in Peter Fabio's chest when he opened the door to give her a piece of candy. But why would Joan Rabel spend months seeding this idea to hate in Pizer's head? Simply put, Rabel had been sleeping with Peter's wife, and it seemed she just wanted to get him out of the way. At their trials, Rabel pleaded not guilty and Pizer pleaded insanity. Both agreed to a plea deal for second-degree murder and a life in prison. Well, that is some twisted stuff. So, the guy who got shot was really innocent in this story. Had pretty much just let a worker go. The worker goes to her boyfriend, I think, and get a twisted plot to kill him just because she got sacked. And the plot just happened to fall on Halloween. Maybe they thought they could get away with it hiding behind a mask, maybe, but with a revolver, maybe not. Anyway, thanks for watching everyone, please stay tuned for more, and don't forget to follow the girl.